The girl from 1 and the boy from 10.
And the boy from my district?
Yeah, he's okay. I think he's down by the river.
It's all our and us and Black Lives Matter, girl, until you clutch your purse when you're in the elevator with the black person.
Do you ever wonder what your life would be like if you could just change one thing?
What if changing one thing made things worse?
What if we hadn't met?
But we did.
After running through that forest for an extremely long time, I realized something. I don't need to do this anymore.
I'm smart! I'm strong! I'm ready for what comes along!
Oh, no way! All of us are.
Well, what are you?
I'm an avatar. My body's back to my parents' dimension, chilling in my game chair and eating Fritos.
I came out as bi when I was 15 or 16. And I was nervous. Yeah, I was nervous before.
Ever wonder what happens when a 12-year-old gets cast in one of the biggest franchises in film history, only to watch the internet explode with racist hate because of the color of her skin?
If we hear that, it means we're okay and we'll be back real soon.
We're gonna be okay.
And what if I told you that same person would grow up to challenge everyone, from Kylie Jenner to Disney itself?
Kylie posted this photo on Instagram to appropriate Black features and culture, but failed to use your position of power to help Black Americans.
All while hiding 2 devastating secrets that would eventually come to light. Amandla Stenberg didn't just survive Hollywood, she transformed it.
So many people out there who walk in a similar existence to you, and it makes you feel less alone. So I think that probably has contributed to why I felt comfortable speaking out about my identity.
But before we get to the moment that made Jennifer Lawrence say something so shocking at a brunch that Amandla still talks about it, and before we dive into why Disney executives handed her a violin arranged by John Williams himself, you need to know 2 things. First, Amandla walked away from a Marvel role that could have changed everything. And the reason why will surprise you. Second, there's a recording session for Star Wars that reveals just how much hate she endured behind the scenes.
And I think in terms of white communities, I hope that they're able to have empathy for Black people, for our experiences. I hope they're able to understand them.
But let's start at the beginning. October 23rd, 1998, Los Angeles, California. A child was born to Karen Brailsford, an African-American spiritual counselor, and writer Tom Stenberg, who is Danish. They named her Amandla, which means power, in both Isakasi and Zulu. It wasn't just a name, it was a prophecy. Amandla's heritage runs deep. Her mother's African-American roots connect to generations of struggle and resilience.
My dad is my Danish parent. Something that has really surprised me a lot about Denmark is
her father's Danish background links to Greenland through her paternal grandmother.
my grandmother was Inuit. I never had the chance to spend time with her. She passed away when I was very little.
Ina Stenberg, who was a Grendelic Inuit. Ina moved from Greenland to Denmark during direct colonial rule, became a radio personality and singer, and performed with a group called Mike at the 1964 World's Fair in New York. That artistic DNA would flow directly into Amandla's veins.
3 cell phones and I still don't ever
Call them.
Why would I?
Call them.
Girl, you know I'm
Darling.
At age 4, Amandla started doing catalog modeling shoots for Disney. Boeing and Kmart commercials followed. She had 2 older half-sisters on her father's side, and from the outside, everything looked like a typical child actor trajectory. But Amandla was already different, already thinking, already observing.
Yeah, maybe he is a figment of my imagination. Just like a really good-looking mirage.
October 16, 2011, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Dedication Ceremony in Washington, D.C. Amandla, just 12 years old, stood alongside the legendary Cicely Tyson and delivered a speech entitled Reflections on Women of the Civil Rights Movement. She honored the 4 girls killed in the Birmingham church bombing of 1963.
Today, I want to honor 4 little girls of the civil rights movement.
Most kids her age were worried about homework. Amandla was speaking truth to power on a national stage. That same year, 2011, she appeared in her first feature film, Columbiana, playing a younger version of Zoe Saldana's character.
Just tell me, sweetheart, what do you want?
to kill Don Luis.
It was a small role, but it got her in the door. Then came the call that would change everything. In 2012, Amandla was cast as Rue in The Hunger Games.
You have to win.
She was 14 years old. The film was adapted from Suzanne Collins' best-selling novel, and it was poised to become a global phenomenon. Amandla's character Rue was a young tribute from District 11 who forms a bond with Katniss Everdeen before her tragic death. It was a small role in terms of screen time, but it was emotionally devastating and critically important to the story. The film exploded.
You want mine too?
No, that's okay.
Here.
Thanks.
Box office records shattered, critical acclaim poured in, and then the racism started. Social media erupted with hatred. People who had read the book somehow missed that Rue was described as having dark skin. They expressed shock, anger, and disgust that a black girl was playing the character. The tweets were vile.
Were the subject of a barrage of shocking racist tweets from the supposed fans of the Suzanne Collins novel. Though their characters are clearly described in the novel as having dark skin, fans didn't seem to put two and two together.
The comments were unforgivable. Amandla was a 14-year-old, and she was being subjected to racial abuse on a scale that most adults couldn't handle. But Amandla didn't break. She watched, she learned, and she started to understand the power of her platform. Years later, during an interview, Amandla would reflect on working with Jennifer Lawrence during The Hunger Games, and what she learned from the experience would reveal just how much Jennifer tried to protect her.
She did. She was super sweet to me.
What did you learn from Jennifer Lawrence?
She taught me how to pee in the woods.
The fact that Jennifer Lawrence taught Amandla something so practical, so grounded, speaks to the bond they formed. But there's more to that story. Years later, when they reunited at a brunch, Jennifer had a very specific reaction to seeing Amandla all grown up.
But I saw her at this brunch recently, and I went up to her, and she looked at me, and she was like, she didn't recognize me for a second, and then she was like, oh my God, you have boobs!
That moment captures something essential about Amandla's journey. She went from being the kid on set to being a fully formed adult, navigating Hollywood on her own terms.
I think it's about us.
Us who?
Black people, poor people, everybody at the bottom.
Right, you want it?
But back to 2012. The Hunger Games opened doors, but it also opened wounds. Entertainment Weekly named Amandla the #1 breakout kid actor of 2012, but the racist backlash had scarred her. She became hyper-aware of representation, of how black girls were portrayed on screen, and the limited opportunities available. 2013 brought Sleepy Hollow, where she had a recurring role in season 1.
Not gonna say hello? I mean, if you're dating my dad, there's no point being a coward about it. We have to meet at some point.
She was building her resume, learning her craft, staying busy. That same year, she appeared in a short film called Mercy, directed by Robin Thicke, and also starring Paula Patton. She was also beginning to explore music, performing violin and singing harmonies at Los Angeles venues with singer-songwriter Xander Hawley. In 2014, Amandla voiced Bia in the animated movie Rio 2, which became a commercial success.
All right, I've done all the calculations, and each explosion will be perfectly synced to the beat, unless I didn't carry the one.
She was diversifying, taking on voice work, expanding her range. But something else was happening beneath the surface. Amandla was educating herself, reading, thinking critically about representation, cultural appropriation, and the systems that perpetuate inequality. 2015 became a turning point. Amandla released her first EP in August 2015 as part of the folk rock duo Honeywater.
So by 2013, the fashion world had adopted cornrows as well. Cornrows and braids were seen on high fashion runways for brands like Marquesa and Alexander McQueen.
But it was a video she created that year that truly changed the conversation. "Don't cash crop my cornrows" was a direct call-out of Kylie Jenner for adopting traditional African-American hairstyles.
When you appropriate Black features and culture, but fail to use your position of power to help Black Americans by directing attention towards your wigs instead of police brutality or racism.
Without acknowledging their cultural significance or the discrimination Black people face for wearing the same style.
Culture that they're partaking in.
I don't think that it's logical for people who are not Black to take that culture and make it their own when they could still be harboring racist feelings towards Black people.
The video went viral. Amandla became known not just as an actress, but as an activist. The Miss Foundation for Women named her Feminist of the Year in 2015. Time magazine included her on their list of most influential teens, both in 2015 and 2016. Days magazine called her one of the most incendiary voices of her generation and put her on their autumn 2015 cover. November 2015 brought another milestone. Amandla co-wrote the comic book series Niobe, She Is Life with Sebastian Jones, illustrated by Ashley A. Woods.
I remember when I was younger not being able to find myself in the fantasy series that I read and watched. So when I started working on this project, one of the things that I kept in mind was the girls who would read this and feel represented by this character. It's not every day that you come across a Black elven warrior princess.
It was the first nationally distributed comic with a Black woman as its protagonist, author, and artist. The representation she couldn't find early in her career, she was now creating herself. 2016 was transformative on multiple levels.
There's so many people out there who walk in a similar existence to you, and it makes you feel less alone. So I think that probably has contributed to why I felt comfortable speaking out about my identity.
In January, Amandla came out as bisexual on social media, though she would later clarify that pansexual was also an accurate term.
Came out as bi when I was 15 or 16. And I was nervous. Yeah, I was nervous before. Really nervous.
In March, she came out as non-binary and began using both she, her, and they/them pronouns. Oprah Winfrey included her in the Super Soul 100 list of visionaries and influential leaders. That same year, Amandla appeared in Beyoncé's visual album Lemonade and won the BET Young Stars Award. She signed with the Society Modeling Agency, and she made a decision that surprised many people. She auditioned for the role of Shuri in Black Panther.
Okay, I just did your stupid ritual, and for what?
Relax.
Why didn't he come for me?
But then she walked away. In a 2018 interview with Variety, Amandla explained why she felt she wasn't right for the role. She could see that Letitia Wright was perfect for it.
Just because something works doesn't mean that it cannot be improved.
You are teaching me. What do you know?
And rather than push for something that wasn't meant for her, she stepped back. It was so exhilarating to see it fulfilled by people who should have been a part of it and who deserved it and who were right for it, she said. I just wasn't. That kind of self-awareness is rare at any age. At 17, it was extraordinary. Also in 2016, Amandla announced via Instagram that she would be studying filmmaking at New York University's Tisch School of Arts, a full scholarship. The path seemed clear. But then, opportunities started flooding in, and Amandla faced a choice. She made a pragmatic decision, and years later, she would joke about it with Jimmy Fallon in a way that perfectly captured her personality.
I was getting all these amazing opportunities. I got the opportunity to do The Hate U Give, and I was like, well, why would I pay to go to film school when I could get paid to go to film school?
She deferred once, then twice. Then she called NYU and said, I'm not coming. I'm so sorry, because why pay for film school when you could get paid to learn on actual film sets? 2017 brought everything.
I'd rather know what a bundt cake tastes like.
It's dry. You're not missing out on anything.
No, just everything.
A romantic drama directed by Stella McGee, co-starring Nick Robinson. Amandla played Maddie, a teenager with a severe immune disorder who falls in love with her new neighbor.
How?
Credit cards are surprisingly easy to get.
You're serious?
She received praise for her performance and earned a Teen Choice Award nomination. She also performed Let My Baby Stay for the film's soundtrack. continuing to blend her acting and musical talents. But 2018 was the year everything changed. The Hate U Give was adapted from Angie Thomas's best-selling novel about Star Carter, a black teenager who witnesses the police shooting her unarmed friend. The film dealt directly with the Black Lives Matter movement.
There's an ambulance coming, can you hear it? It's coming, it's gonna take care of you. You're gonna be fine, alright? You're gonna be okay, don't be scared.
Systemic racism and the code switching that many black people navigate daily.
So the film is about this girl named Star Carter who is code switching between these two different environments.
Amandla was cast as Star, and the role demanded everything from her. Director George Tillman Jr. said she had the ability to make you feel like you're seeing the real deal, which comes from a level of dedication to the material that's rare at any age.
Oh, I just heard from Kenya. She's good.
Cool.
So why we stop?
During an interview about the film, Amandla explained code switching in a way that made it visceral and real.
Code switching is like, the first time that I experienced code switching or witnessed it when I was a kid is when my mom would be like, child, if you do not rinse your damn dishes, I swear, and then like the phone would ring, she'd be like, hello.
That explanation hits hard because it wasn't theoretical, it was lived experience, and the stakes of failing to code switch weren't just social embarrassment, they could be deadly. In another interview, Amandla went even deeper into how much of Star's journey reflected her own life.
It's her experience being a black girl who was traversing two different worlds, you know, her neighborhood, which is black, and then going to the school across town that's mostly white and privileged.
The film became a critical darling. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone wrote, "It is impossible to overpraise Stenberg's incandescent performance, a gathering storm that grows in ferocity and feeling with each scene." Amandla won an African American Film Critics Association Award and an NAACP Image Award. She was nominated for a Critics' Choice Award and a Washington, D.C. Area Film Critics Association Award.
Thank you so much to Black Girls Rock and BET for giving me this award. I am filled with so much gratitude and warmth.
But perhaps the most impactful moment came during an interview with Trevor Noah on The Daily Show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And congratulations on a stellar film that is touching people, it's inspiring people.
Amandla made a comment that would follow her for years and eventually inspire a song. She said that making white people cry was actually one of the goals of The Hate U Give.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
The comment went viral. Some people understood she was talking about the emotional impact needed to create empathy and change. Others twisted it. The backlash was swift and harsh. Also in 2018, Amandla became a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. And in October, Teen Vogue published an op-ed she had written in which she revealed that she had experienced 2 separate incidents of sexual assault. The vulnerability required to share that publicly, especially in the midst of fame, was staggering. That same year, she began dating singer Michaela Mulaney Strauss, better known as King Princess. The relationship lasted until late 2018. From 2018 to 2020, she dated singer-songwriter Lindsey Jordan. In June 2018, during an interview with Wonderland magazine, Amandla came out as gay, further refining her understanding of her own identity in the public eye. Late 2018 also brought Where Hands Touch.
Germany told us the world is against us, and yet all I see is Germany killing its own people.
Amma Asante's World War II drama. Amandla was working constantly, taking on diverse roles, refusing to be boxed in. 2019 brought a role on Drunk History.
We are the Little Rock Nine. We are 9 visions of black excellence,
where she portrayed Elizabeth Eckford, one of the Little Rock Nine, black students who faced violent opposition when integrating a previously all-white high school in Arkansas in 1957. In May, she joined the cast of the Netflix miniseries, The Eddie, which premiered in May 2020.
Are you like not into it? Like a little too crazy for you or something?
She also signed on to star in the remake of the 1996 thriller, Fear. During a 2019 interview, Amandla reflected on how the industry had changed since she was a child actor, and her answer revealed both frustration and hope.
When I was younger, it was so frustrating because it was so challenging to find roles for black girls that weren't really trivializing or harmful.
The industry was shifting, but Amandla was making sure she was selective about how she portrayed blackness and black women on screen.
That weren't detrimental to how people perceive blackness or black women. And there were stretches of time where I just didn't really work, which was fine because I was in school.
August 2020 brought casting news. Amandla would play Alana Beck in the film adaptation of the Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen. She collaborated with composers Pasek and Paul on The Anonymous Ones, a new song written specifically for her character, whose role was expanded for the stage version.
I'm just good at staying anonymous, same as you. There are a lot of people who feel like us.
During 2020, Amandla lived in Copenhagen for 3 months to retain her Danish citizenship. The pandemic was raging, the world was on fire, and she was maintaining her connection to her father's homeland. 2021 brought the announcement that would define the next chapter of her career. Amandla was cast in the lead role for the Star Wars series, The Acolyte.
He's the reason you have them. You didn't fail. He did.
She would play twin characters, and the challenge was immense. Years later, during an interview about The Acolyte, Amandla explained the mental gymnastics required to embody two completely different people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a very kind of cerebral person, so I wrote a lot, especially because we're in a galaxy far, far away. It felt important to me to have as much of a backstory to reference as possible.
She created separate binders for each twin. If she had to switch during the day, which happened often, she'd close one binder and open the other.
So like I had one binder for each twin, and if I had to switch throughout the day, which happened pretty often, then I'd open one binder, shut that one, go to the other one, open that one up.
The dedication to craft, the cerebral approach, the refusal to phone it in, that was all Amandla. But The Acolyte also brought something else, unprecedented hatred. Star Wars fans, or at least a vocal subset of them, unleashed racist and misogynistic attacks on Amandla before the show even premiered. Review bombing, harassment, death threats, the same pattern that started with the Hunger Games was repeating itself, but amplified by social media and the toxic corners of fandom. When The Acolyte premiered in 2024, Amandla shared a beautiful moment about how she celebrated.
Oh yeah, last night I actually rang in the fact that it was out by putting on Binary Sunset, which is like the main theme, and it actually happened that it swelled right as 9 o'clock hit when it came out, and I just felt the force.
She put on Binary Sunset, the main Star Wars theme, and timed it perfectly so the music swelled right at 9 o'clock p.m. when the show dropped. She felt the force coursing through her veins.
Because I failed!
After 3 years of secrecy, she could finally share what she'd created. And then, Disney gave her a gift that would make her cry. John Williams, the legendary composer, arranged a solo violin version of Binary Sunset specifically for Amandla to play. She brought her grandfather's violin, the one she'd been playing since she was 14, and performed the piece.
They came to me and they said, we have this idea for something that can showcase your love of Star Wars. John Williams has agreed to let you play Binary Sunset on violin.
That moment, holding her grandfather's instrument, playing music arranged by John Williams, feeling the legacy of Star Wars and her own family history converge, was sacred. But the hate didn't stop. When The Acolyte was canceled after 1 season, Amandla shared via Instagram stories that it wasn't a huge shock to her because of the hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language the show received. She called it out. She named it, and she refused to pretend it didn't happen. 2022 brought Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
You coming?
Yeah, I forgot something in the car.
Okay. Don't take too long.
An ensemble comedy horror film that premiered at South by Southwest and was released by A24. Amandla held her own alongside a talented cast, proving once again that she could do comedy, horror, and social commentary all at once. January 2023, My Animal.
Do you guys have a dog?
No. Why?
I don't know, it kind of seems like it.
A queer horror film starring Amandla opposite Bobby Salvor Muniz, premiered at Sundance Film Festival in the Midnight section. Amandla was continuing to seek out projects that centered LGBTQ+ stories, that pushed boundaries, that refused easy categorization. May 2023 brought another major announcement. Amandla was voicing Margot Kess, also known as Spider-Bite, in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The role was small, but significant, another opportunity to be part of groundbreaking animation. In October 2023, Amandla signed the Artists for Ceasefire open letter to President Joe Biden, calling for a ceasefire of the Israeli bombardment of Gaza. She continues to use her platform for activism, refusing to stay silent on issues that matter to her. June 19, 2024, Amandla released Discourse, a song addressing the racial prejudice she endured throughout her career.
Trevor asked what I want the people to know. I said, white people crying, what's the goal?
The track directly references that viral 2018 Trevor Noah interview where she talked about making white people cry being a goal of the hate you give. She raps about it. She owns it. She refuses to apologize for speaking the truth. In 2017, Amandla revealed in an interview that she had stopped using a smartphone because she believed such devices and social media could negatively affect mental health. She was ahead of the curve, recognizing the toll that constant connectivity and online harassment could take. But there's one more story that perfectly encapsulates who Amandla is. During that appearance on The Tonight Show, she told Jimmy Fallon about attending a Time's Up meeting, one of those powerful gatherings of women fighting against sexual harassment and assault in Hollywood. She wanted to look dapper, so she wore boots with a little heel. Then, disaster struck.
It's not a disease, it's like hereditary. If I kind of move a certain way, my kneecaps will slide out of place.
She has a hereditary condition where her kneecaps can slide out of place. It happened right there in front of Shonda Rhimes, Tracy Ellis Ross, Rashida Jones, all the women she looked up to. Her kneecaps slid out. She fell to the ground. Everyone stared. And what did she do? She smacked it back in place and said, all right, let's party. Back to the patriarchy. That's Amandla Stenberg in a nutshell. Vulnerable, powerful, funny, resilient, refusing to let anything, not physical pain, not online hatred, not Hollywood's limitations, stop her from showing up fully as herself. Throughout her activism, Amandla has described herself as an intersectional feminist. She's spoken about cultural appropriation, she's written comic books, she's made music, she's challenged everyone from Kylie Jenner to Disney executives. She once wrote the Goodyear blimp, which is a random but delightful fact that shows she's still got some kid in her, despite everything she's faced. Amandla has shared that during an interview about superpowers, she explained what she admires most.
And the responsibility of it, and I don't need to be in people's heads, I don't need all that. But telekinesis, I feel like is very powerful and also very useful and also very lazy power.
Telekinesis, powerful, useful, and lazy. That perfectly describes Amandla's humor, the ability to talk about deep, meaningful things while also keeping it light and real. But when asked about the bravest thing she's ever done, her answer revealed the struggles most people never see.
I was working, I had a lot of responsibility in terms of my family and taking care of people. So I think the bravest thing I've done is probably pushing through that.
She had to finish high school while living on her own, working and taking care of family members. The bravest thing she's done was pushing through that. Before she was red carpets and magazine covers, she was a teenager trying to survive. In 2017, Amandla released Niobe, She is Death, with Sebastian Jones, the second part of their comic trilogy. She's continued to build worlds where Black women are centered, powerful, and complex. As of 2024, Amandla continues to take on projects that challenge, provoke, and inspire. Her net worth is estimated at around $2 million, though that number fluctuates and doesn't capture the cultural impact she's had. She's currently single, focused on her work, and continuing to speak truth to power. When asked what advice she'd give to young people navigating identity and activism, Amandla's answer was simple and profound.
I think it's to walk in your truth and not let anyone make you feel smaller.
Walk in your truth. Don't let anyone make you feel smaller. That's the philosophy she's lived by, and it's taken her from a 12-year-old speaking at the MLK Memorial to a 25-year-old leading a Star Wars series while refusing to be silent about the hatred she faces. Amandla Stenberg's story isn't finished. She's still creating, still fighting, still evolving, and that name her parents gave her, power, has proven to be exactly.